seat.
Good evening, everyone. I still can't believe I am a part of this hot seat today. So, thank you very much, Nutan Mam. It's all because of you.
So let's really go back to where it all started. When we first met, what was your biggest dream?
So, to start with, I had spent almost 11 years in an Indian promoter managed company. And just like many professionals in my field, I also wanted to work for a reputed MNC in Pune. And it was not just my dream, but also my father's dream. So I have an elder sister, and my father always wished that either one of his daughters should someday work for this particular MNC. And when I finally received the offer letter, I still remember the tears in his eyes. And in his tears, I could clearly sense joy, pride, achievement. And actually, that moment meant more than a job. So I fulfilled a dream, I feel, not just for me, but for my family who carried it for so many years.
Absolutely. And that's the most beautiful part of my journey with all my coaches, that it's just not impacting them, but that impact is really getting created. The ripples are getting created in the family. So most people would say the dream is achieved. Let's give it up. The journey is over. Why did you not stop?
Yes, that's true. I didn't stop. And because once I entered the organization, I realized getting in was only the beginning. And I saw a very different kind of a culture from my previous company. I had to be active, agile, on my toes constantly. But that's what I think led to my growth also. I wanted to become a leader, not just manage work, but also develop people who were in my team. And another most important reason to not stop was because I had you who believed in me more than I did.
Well, thank you for that. One thing I've always admired is how deeply you have cared about your team. How did you develop this? How did you become an amazing leader? Let's go through that journey.
Yeah, sure. So, leading people actually completely changed my perspective. And I started feeling that it wasn't just about, my own targets anymore, but I became responsible for my team's careers also, helping them grow, mentoring them. I got a lot of joy and I started loving that part of the atmosphere there. So today, most of my team members have really progressed into bigger roles. The interns whom I had trained, those are the junior team members who were in my team. And many of them still call or message me to say that, thank you for believing in me. And for me, I can say that's one of the most meaningful achievements of my career.
Wow. And then came another opportunity. You moved into one of Pune's most respectable public limited company. How was that experience?
Oh, yeah, it was another completely different challenge. And I still remember the entire process from interview till getting the offer and how you really helped in building my mindset at that time. And so in that organization, I had the opportunity to also work, closely with the chairperson there. And that level of exposure taught me how leaders think, how they communicate, how they make decisions. So it, of course, demanded a different level of confidence and maturity. But now, after it's over, when I look back, I realize it's only because of coaching that I was able to get this clarity and be really comfortable in this transition.
So there's something many people don't know about you. You are an introvert like me. People will not believe that even today that I'm an introvert. But suddenly you were in a situation where you were presenting to the board. Tell me and everyone else here about that experience.
Yeah, I still get terrified. And honestly, I was terrified that time. Speaking in front of, senior leadership and external board members that also, from different PSUs, it wasn't my cup of tea at all. I still remember, Nutan ma'am, how both of us together spent hours preparing for that presentation. And not just the presentation, but you also explained me how to tell the story, how to answer questions, how to carry myself, how to communicate confidently. So I still remember we rehearsed it again and again and again. And when the presentation was finally over, I felt really, a sigh of relief. But it was more enjoyable when the board members really came up to me and congratulated me. I must say that it was a very important milestone in my career. And that day completely changed how I saw myself.
Wow. Soon after that, of course, again, your team received one of the company's most prestigious awards. Tell us about it.
Yes, our function did receive the highest recognition within the company. And what actually made it even more special was that people who earlier didn't fully understand the value what our function created, it completely changed their perception towards us. So it was not just an award for me, but it was a recognition for the impact that my team had created for the organization. And also as a team, we did more than what the work demanded, building processes, some good practices. And in just a year's time, our company also received one of the most prestigious national awards for excellence in corporate governance. So that was a feather in the hat.
Well, career growth also starts changing life outside work. Let's know about that.
Absolutely. And I think this is the best part of that. With every career milestone came a greater kind of financial stability. So me and my husband, we were able to buy our dream house. Then we bought our dream car. And last year, we also achieved something that I would have never imagined. We became completely debt free, and paying off every loan gave such an incredible sense of freedom and joy. So that was a big thing for me.
So I still remember having that conversation when we were looking at all the financial aspects and should we invest so much and how will we pay the EMIs and how long term it is going to be. And I remember telling you how long is going to be on papers. We are going to finish that early. How early did we finish it?
I think just in a period of, so the loan tenure was 20 years, and we cleared it in 4 years.
So most people would have stopped there. Dream house, dream car, good job. You didn't. What happened next?
So I wanted a role which gave me even greater global exposure. So while exploring various opportunities, I came across an MNC which had a global capability center in Pune. And the moment I saw the office, I thought, wow, this is some place where one day I really want to work here. And I'm happy and lucky that that dream eventually became reality. Again, because of you, Nutan Mam. And it reminded me that every time you expand your thinking, life expands your opportunities also.
Yeah. So that's one beautiful thing that I want to share here. Like the first story was Pile tapping her network. This story is when you believe and you love something. I still remember we were going through the website together and we saw this beautiful video of the office, how the space is created, where people can sit and chat. And Janvi telling me, it'll be so amazing to work here, right? Open spaces, discussion in open, amazing big conference room where we can go and lead the meetings. And that became a reality. So, yes, never stop dreaming because your dreams become a reality. But your growth just didn't stop inside the organization. People started recognizing you in the industry outside as well. What did happen?
Yes, I mean, hard to believe for me still, but I started receiving invitations to speak at different forums. I spoke at my own school. I
Wow.
represented my organization even on a CII panel alongside many other, big industry leaders. So earlier, I actually couldn't imagine, speaking so confidently in front of such audiences. But yeah, after the session, when many participants came and then appreciated me, I somehow changed my perspective towards me. So it was again another reminder of how much I had grown, not just professionally, but also personally.
Now, after achieving all of this, the award, the reward, dream house, car, exposure, MNC, you're still coaching with me. Why?
Yes, I am still coaching with you because I think my dreams have changed. Earlier, I wanted a better job, then I wanted leadership, then I wanted financial growth. But now, my aspiration is much bigger. I want financial freedom. So I want that me and my husband have the time and freedom to choose work because we love it and not because, it's a need and we really have to do it. And again, I also want to do something that I like, creating impact, mentoring others, traveling, spending time with my family, and contributing wholeheartedly, without being affected with that feeling of, there are any monetary limitations and I can't do it. So, I would just want to overcome that. And yeah, I feel that in every stage of my life, it has demanded a new version of me. That's why I continue investing in myself. And for me, coaching isn't something, I chose because I needed a job. It's something I choose because I never wanted to stop growing.
Yeah.
And as I always tell you, I'm going to be your lifetime member for coaching.
So, guys, all of you can notice one beautiful pattern here. The dream was never just get into an MNC. It then become a leader. It then became influence senior leadership. It then became building confidence. It then became creating financial security. And today, it's building financial freedom and a meaningful life. That's the real reason people continue coaching. Not because they have problems, but because every new dream requires to become a better version of yourself.